All right, this is a walkthrough of the press room, and this is located in Opera Alley in the theater district in Tacoma. So we're coming up. You can see some of the location there. It's near McMinimans and Puget Sound Pizza, and this is such a great spot. So it's called the press room. It was the home of the Tacoma News Tribune and Tacoma Daily Ledger from 1914 to 1971. This is where the actual printing presses were housed. And I love this shot right here. This is kind of the detail. I mean, that's not tiling on the ground. It's some type of metal grate. And I would guess maybe in generations past, maybe it was some kind of grate floor so the printing ink wouldn't sit on the ground. I have no idea. But that's kind of one of the draws of this facility is just all the cool detail. It's like unending detail everywhere you look. And the Dagleys, who are the owners of the press room, Linda Dagley and her husband, longtime event industry professionals, and they have decided to move into venue ownership. And I got to say, this is such a great showing of a venue. I mean, the depth of experience of the Dagleys in the event business just shows through in this, including all the artistic flair. This is like one of the little lounges off to the side of the main room there. And there's just so many cool props here. And there's no venues or very few venues that can give you this offerings of the press room. And that's part of it is due to the historical aspect, but I mean part of it is just what's been preserved here. And these are original printing dies. And this right here, the bar is made out of the freight elevator doors that once occupied this space. And it's just so amazing to see the transformation of not only of this space, but just how this comes alive as a community center. And clear down to the newspaper. This is 1904. This is the original, I guess, proof pages from 120 years ago. And you're part of that legacy. Like, you immediately become part of that legacy when you have an event here. I was immediately struck by the ceiling in here. Every time I go into this space, I am just captivated by the ceiling. These are boards that have been oriented on their short ends and standing on end and then laid out as slats, as floor slats. And this is kind of a back room here. They have a Steinway. This is actually a public access area. So during the events, they'll close off these back doors so nobody comes in. Next door is actually an active business as well. And I sped up the tape here just so you could get a flavor for it. All this is open before your event, so you can freely move around this space. And this is upstairs now. We're moving into the bridal suite. And right in here's the bridal suite. So you'll see off to the left, there's a restroom there. And look at the garbage cans. I mean, this is like a fire disposal, garbage can. There's not a normal garbage can in the whole place. I mean, there's no kind of cheap looking plastic garbage can. It's all, look at this shot right here. The lights up above. I mean, it's just so studio chic, and you just can't find places like this. I mean, this is a rare gem. In fact, those slippers on the wall you're seeing straight ahead on the top of that shot, those were Linda's mom's original shoes from her wedding. So impressive. This is where the freight elevator actually sat, was in that corner. And again, down there you can see the old freight elevator doors on the bar. Thought this was a cool shot here, just kind of looking out all the wood and metal and just everything coming together for a very unique experience. The subway tile on the back wall. I mean, every detail has been thought out in this space, and these speakers that you see along there, you can use those for an event, and Linda makes those available for free for corporate events and or wedding rehearsals, or if couples want to use, maybe you could use a speaker in the back room while you're getting ready in the bridal suite. That would be kind of fun. Normally there'd be a cocktail or dancing, either way, up on this mezzanine here. And you can see the cocktail sign right there. So the space holds 300 if it's in a cocktail style environment, or 200 if you want seating for guests. I would say, a comfortable wedding in here is probably, I don't know, about 150 to, 175. 125 would be pretty good in this space as well. But just so you know, the maximum is up to 200 or 300 if it's standing room only. You see that jukebox there in the background, and that's another cool feature. Linda had this since she was a child, and the story goes that her neighbor owned some jukeboxes, and that's what he did for a living. Maybe he owned some and rented them out, and he brought one over to them when she was a child. And that's the same jukebox she listened to growing up. Here's more of that detail. This is the same type of detail you see on the ceiling. And again, there's nothing fake about this. I mean, this is all real deal stuff. When you go to venues, like modern venues, this is what they're copying. This is the original that is often copied but never exactly replicated, and you can tap into that just by having an event here. So this is a cool room right here. This is actually a groom's suite or groom's room before the wedding. This is where the groom and groomsmen might hang out. Don't know if anybody's actually getting a haircut there, but got a barber chair just in case. So the whole space, you're going to rent this entire space, the upstairs, downstairs, the bridal suite, and the groom suite, and or you can just have it all open. This is kind of a last look right here. If you were to pop out from the back and walk down the aisle, this would be kind of the view that you'd see. I love how the sidewalk outside, it actually forms the roof over that covered area on the left-hand side. You can also see on the left, we just passed, there's a bunch of keys with names and dates on it from couples who have also tied the knot in the press room. Once again, thanks for checking out the press room.